Hey everyone, welcome to the top 10 list. Welcome to my top 10 favorite horror movies of the 90s. Yes, the 1990s. Yes, y'all know what I'm doing. I did my top 10 favorite horror movies of the decade, the 2000s. Now I'm doing the 1990s, from 1990 to 1999. Yes, this is all leading up to the 80s and the classic era of horror films. Yes, I'm also doing the romance films, so you expect a lot of those top 10 lists out soon. But yeah, this is the 90s we're talking about. This is the decade I grew up on, and a lot of these horror films I grew up on. So yeah, let's get to it. Here's my top 10 favorite horror movies of the 1990s, from 1990 to 1999. Alright, let's get to it. And before our top 10 list, you gotta have your honorable mentions. And my honorable mentions are Army of Darkness, Dead Alive, Gremlins 2, Ringu, Arachnophobia, Tremors, and Bride of Chucky. All great horror films. Just give me the top 10 list. But today my top 10 was my number 10. And my number 10 is a great, very cheesy, over-the-top Hammer horror film-esque film, and that is Sleepy Hollow. Sleepy Hollow is a really enjoyable, amazing Tim Burton film. It's got Johnny Depp, Christina Ricci, Christopher Walken. It's the Headless Horseman. Great movie, great murder mystery. It's not as good as The Adventures of Ichabod Mr. Toad, but still a really good film. It's got the over-the-top violence and gore. It's just a really fun movie, a really cool movie. I watched this when I was 11. I loved it then. I still love it now. Coming in number 9 is The Blair Witch Project, a great found footage horror film that I still to this day defend. Watch the film theory about this movie. Makes it all the more interesting. Like, maybe this movie's not about ghosts. Maybe it's about two psychopaths trying to kill a girl. Who knows, but still a great movie. It's a great movie about feeling lost, and the paranoia and the claustrophobic feel of it just makes it great. And this is like the first legit movie people thought it was a real film, and this shit was really happening to these fucking people. It was terrifying for a lot of people. When it first came out, I was like, my god, what is this film? It took years for me to actually watch it, but when I watch it, I still love it. I still think this is a really great found footage horror film. Some people hate it, but I have a soft spot for it, and yeah, I like Blair Witch Project. Coming in number 8 is Interview with the Vampire. Interview with the Vampire is an amazing movie based off an Anne Rice novel. There's not a lot of good movies based off Anne Rice novels. Watch Queen of the Damned, that's an example of that fucking shit. Great movie though. I love Tom Cruise as Lestat. I love Louis, played by Brad Pitt. Val Kilmer. Christian Slater is really great in this movie. Tony Banderas is great in this movie. Kirsten Dunst is really great in this movie. It's just a really great gothic vampire film. It's violent. It's deep. It's moving. It's atmospheric. Extremely well directed. And yeah, I love everything about it. It's just great. Coming in number 7 is another vampire movie, and that's Bram Stoker's Dracula. Another film I've talked a lot about. Francis Ford Coppola, what he did in this movie is fantastic. Extremely well written. Very loyal to the source material of the book, Bram Stoker's Dracula. Amazing book, amazing film. Keanu Reeves is a bit pretty awful in the film, but Winona Ryder is great. Gary Oldman is just sadistic and evil as shit in this movie. I love Carrie Ellis. I love Anthony Hopkins as Van Helsing. He's so great. And just the whole feel, the cinematography, the visuals, the spookiness, the eeriness, everything, it works. Coming in number 6 is my favorite sequel to the Halloween franchise, and that's Halloween H2O. Yes, I like Halloween 3 Season of the Witch, Silver Shamrock, but H2O is my favorite sequel, and I like it. It's a bit over the top. It's got a little bit too many jump scares, but I still think it's a good movie. I like Jamie Lee Curtis. She's badass in this movie. There were some creepy scenes. The opening scene with Joseph Gordon-Levitt was very funny. And I loved the whole third act with Jamie Lee Curtis fighting down Michael Myers. It was bad freaking ass. How the movie ends is a perfect conclusion, a perfect ending for the Halloween franchise, and they just fuck it up in Resurrection. I can't believe they ruined the great ending of H2O. I like this movie. I think this is really good. There are some cliches, there are some bad jump scares, but I still have a soft spot for it. It has nostalgia for me. Coming in number 5 is From Dusk Till Dawn. From Dusk Till Dawn, yes, it's a dark night. It's a dark night. I love this movie. George Clooney, awesome. Quentin Tarantino, Harvey Keitel, Juliette Lewis, Danny Trejo, and Cheech Marin as a bunch of roles. The beginning starts off like a Tarantino film, then ends like a Robert Rodriguez film. Well, of course, it's directed by Robert Rodriguez and written by Quentin Tarantino. The opening is really great. The first half is awesome. It's a really cool thriller and stuff. And then it turns into a straight vampire movie when they go to the Titty Twista. And yeah, they run into some vampires and run into some really cool, colorful characters, and they have to fight for their lives the whole night. They have to survive until sunrise comes. It's a great movie. It's fun, it's entertaining, it's hilarious, it's fucked up at times, and yeah, love the characters, and it's just an entertaining vampire survival horror film. Love it. Coming in number 4 is Wes Craven's New Nightmare. Yes, the best. I don't know if you can call this a sequel. Best reimagining horror film? I don't know. It's like takes place in the same universe-ish, because Nancy plays the actual... Heather Langenkamp plays herself in the film. She's not Nancy in the movie. I love this movie, though. I think it's brilliant. It's so freaking unique, so freaking original. I love it. It's so meta. It's amazingly well directed. I love Wes Craven, Robert Englund. Everyone's fantastic in this film. I love that this is a story. What if Freddy Krueger was in our real world and he came to life and shit like that? That's fucking terrifying. This movie is terrifying. It's creepy. It's eerie. It would be my favorite Nightmare on Elm Street film if the first one didn't exist, but the first one is still a classic, and I still love the first one. But this one, it's almost as good as the first. Coming in number 3 is a tie between Scream and Scream 2. Yes, I actually do like Scream 2 a little better than Scream 1, but I'm going to put them both on there because I just love them both so good. They're both so great. They're so meta. They're so funny. They're so weird and twisted. I love it. I love the Scream movies. I love what Wes Craven did with it. It's a horror film. It's a slasher film. It's a teen film, but it's also a satire of the genre, and it's great. Randy's fantastic. Jamie Kennedy, favorite character in the whole franchise. I hate that they killed him in the second one. Love it. The first one's funny. It's unique. It's a cool slasher film. The second one, I think, is even better. The scene when they talk in film class is still one of my favorite scenes in horror films. And yeah, it's Scream 1 and Scream 2. Everyone loves it. Do you want to die tonight, Sydney? Coming in number 2 is probably like one of my favorite Stephen King adaptations, and that's Misery. Misery is so amazing. What Rob Reiner did with this film was amazing. Amazing. It's just such a great claustrophobic thriller, but it's also just a downright fucking horror movie. Like, she's nuts. Like, my God. Kathy Bates is so good as Annie Wilkes. Oscar, extremely well deserved. James Caan's also really great in this film. It's an intense movie about a person who's really obsessed with someone. I'm your #1 fan. And she just won't let him go. She drugs him, keeps him in that bed until he bashes her head with the typewriter and says, "Eat it, you sick-twisted fuck." It's a great movie. It's intense. It's thrilling, well-directed, and one of my favorite horror films. And my #1 favorite horror movie of the 1990s is The Silence of the Lambs. Yes, this came out the year I was born, 1991. Amazing film. I ate his liver with a pair of fava beans. So good. Anthony Hopkins, perfect performance. Jodie Foster as Clarice, perfect performance. So good. This movie's so quotable too. Just like, he puts the lotion on the skin, makes the hairs go again. So good. Was she a big fat bitch? Would you fuck me? I'd fuck me. I'd fuck me hard. This movie is just so quotable, so great. It's a great murder mystery. It's a great thriller, but it's also a great straight horror film. It's about cannibals. It's fucked up, and it's a great movie. Wonderful performances. Jonathan Dent's direction is so great. This is the only horror film that's ever won Best Picture, and no horror film can ever say that. Maybe Ghetto could say it in the future if it wins Best Picture, but still then, Silence of the Lambs still holds that only title, and honestly, it's the best horror film in the 90s. It's Silence of the Lambs. It's amazing. So yeah, that was my top 10 favorite horror movies of the 1990s from 1990 to 1999. So in the comment section below, please tell me, did you agree with this top 10 list? If not, give me your top 10 favorite movies of the 1990s in your opinion. Comment below, let me know. And as always, if you like this video, please subscribe to the channel and join the dark side.